Hey guys, welcome back to Stream Anthony.
Hello.
Well, do you want to wait to be introduced? Stream Anthony sitting here next to Vamp XP.
Yeah.
One more time. You may know him as my brother, Ryan.
We never said we were brothers. This is the beginning. It's like the reveal in Black Panther.
Well, okay. Now before we go on, this is gonna be our Black Panther spoiler stream. We just watched it. Spoilers ahead.
Yeah. If you don't, I don't know what I'm
If you're catching this later on YouTube,
it's Leia.
And Leia's here. If you're catching this later on YouTube, spoilers ahead. Don't watch this if you haven't already seen the movie, right?
Yeah. Or you don't care.
If you don't care, you can watch it. I actually don't care about spoilers myself, but yeah, if that's you, if you're like me. So I got this video on loop just to refresh our memory. We just came back.
Just for something to look at.
Yeah, just for something to look at, too. We just came back from seeing the film.
Yeah, with this one dude who was insisting on leaning his chair all the way back.
I was so afraid for the guy in front of us, his knees. I was afraid
like,
they would go back the wrong way.
Like he was trying to make his legs like totally straight. Like he was really like extending his legs.
Well, people are here for the Black Panther, right? So maybe we should talk about that.
Yeah, when Black Panther extended his legs like that, his knees almost got locked. It was crazy.
Yeah. So we'll get to my official score later.
You wanted me here because you think I know about comic books?
Yeah, Vamp XP is the most knowledgeable person I know about all topics, comics.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say all topics ever. I was about to be like, whoa.
No, comics.
Yeah.
My
I'm
initial
definitely
thoughts,
not an expert though. Don't get mad at me when I get stuff wrong.
My initial thoughts. I don't know anything about Black Panther. I know very little knowledge about most superheroes.
I learned about Hi Zelda. I learned about him in a week.
You're gonna just talk over me this whole time.
I'm sorry. What a chill stream.
Alright, I'm sorry, guys.
I was talking about Zelda because she was... Go on.
Anyway, my knowledge of Black Panther was very little. I know of most superhero things, very shallow knowledge of most superhero stuff, but I knew the least about Black Panther. And going in, I had no expectations. So, having seen the film, I left wondering whether I'm going to give it the highest score. What's going on here?
So what's this? Is this still Black Panther?
Oh, okay.
This wasn't here. Why are they showing old footage?
Okay, so going into the film, I wasn't sure whether or not I would like it, and I left liking it a lot. That's what I wanted to say. You go ahead now. Say something.
Oh, okay. So I learned about this character in like a week from like reading the comics and then like watching stuff about him from like Comics Explained and like Comic Historian. And I think that the character, like, of course he's always been an independent character, kind of, because the whole main idea about him was when he was first created is like this is like the black superhero.
Yeah.
So because of that, he was on his own a lot and he did a lot of solo stuff. And it's represented in the movie, and also the character, like, because he wasn't able to like do as much Avengers related stuff, like had some shallow stories that I think that they expanded upon here.
So let's talk about the villains.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan. Right?
Yeah.
He was really good.
The way we acted made it seem like we thought he was bad, which is not the case. Because we laughed.
Who's the actor?
Nick Cannon.
Oh, Michael B. Jordan playing Nick Cannon, playing Killmonger.
Eric Killmonger, yeah.
No, I was actually watching the film and I was like, Nick Cannon looks really young for his age.
Yeah, when you said that, I didn't remember the name of the actor, but I kind of thought like I don't think that's Nick Cannon.
Yeah. But no, if you look it up online, a lot of people think that they look alike, and I was just fooled the whole time. And I was like, I love Michael B. Jordan. I watched Creed like a week ago, and he's just so amazing. Such an amazing actor, and especially in this film. Yeah, he's the main character.
I saw that movie once when it came out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, he's the main actor, and wow, such an amazing performance. You know, there's a good villain in a film when you feel for him.
Yeah, my thought is it's a good villain when it can also be a protagonist.
Yeah.
Because he had the good origin story. He had he kind of had everything, which is just so good. And that villain that it was based off of was like what this movie did was so shallow. Dogs are fighting.
Yeah, they love to bark only when the mic is on.
No, it's fine. People like dogs.
And squeak. So,
This is like a dog aesthetic. So Eric Killmonger in the comics kind of just showed up and he was like, I want to be Black Panther. And so his character was, he fought Black Panther and then won, I'm pretty sure. And then Black Panther came out and beat him, and then he became the king. And they expanded on that by making them his cousin and making them related, which I thought was amazing for the character. And also just put so much personality into a character whose whole identity was, I want to, beat up Black Panther.
The way I was looking at Black Panther was through the lens of Batman, and at a certain point during the film I was calling him Catman. And I was going, yeah, this is cool if you think of it from that perspective.
Oh, well,
it's basically...
This is a plug now.
Well, it's gonna loop.
Yeah, we'll have to live with this.
Yeah, we'll just have to live with it. Anyway, so, my final review for this film, I would have to give it, and I keep going back and forth, so maybe this will change over time, but 4 out of 5 stars. And the reason I was going with 4 over 5 is because a movie like Thor Ragnarok, I thought had a lot of...
Most people didn't like Thor Ragnarok.
Well, for me, I thought a movie like Thor Ragnarok, it would be a 5-star film in that it, the humor kind of makes the easier to swallow, sort of like a medicine, but where Black Panther, you put sugar with your medicine to make it easy to swallow, where Black Panther is a very, very serious film.
Well, it's because the other Thor movies besides that were really bad.
Andy Serkis's character of the Claw.
Yeah, that's a Claw.
So as Claw, he's the most humorous villain in here, and he absolutely killed his part too. He did an amazing job.
Yeah, it was quite a twist when he wasn't the villain, which I guess isn't a spoiler because you can obviously see that.
Well, they did sort of
I like how they made the Claw not silly. So the thing with the Claw was he didn't always have a hand that turned into a sonic gun.
Yeah.
Originally in the comics, he was just walking around with a speaker-looking thing for a hand.
See, I know nothing about this.
And he would shoot it at Black Panther, and then Black Panther was like, "No, vibranium doesn't have sound."
So we're looking at the Claw.
The Claw of Black Panther, I guess. The new one may come up.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Oh, it's mostly new one stuff.
Interesting. So they're not the comic. Maybe if I put in comic.
The Claw, yeah. No, that's Eric Killmonger in the comic.
Huh.
Really,
And this is Batman. I was looking at him with the
Batman.
Lego Batman. Yeah, I was looking at it from the lens of Batman to help me out.
Kind of. He's a good mix between
Denai Guerrera, Michonne from the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Her character was also.
She in this?
What?
Was she in this?
Yeah, no, she was the general of the
Oh, that was her?
Yeah, that was her.
No, it was really cool.
It's hard to recognize her without the giant wig.
Yeah.
She normally has her hair cut like that. See, did you recognize her there in that scene when she just showed up?
It was quick. I believe you though.
Yeah. Such a great job from all these actors.
I like what they did. Black Panther's suit didn't always absorb the kinetic energy like that. That was actually a new thing.
In Civil War, it didn't.
No, it was a new thing that actually happened recently in the comics when he fought the new Hulk, and he made his own version of the Hulkbuster armor, which is what Tony Stark uses, and that was the first time it showed off that type of technology. And for them to give it to this Black Panther, especially since that comic is fairly new, was really cool to me.
During the film, Ryan turns over to me And he goes,
I'm like, get out of the way, I gotta go to the bathroom.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. He turns over to me and he says that Black Panther's sister is smarter than Tony Stark.
Yeah, I heard about this. I'm pretty sure that she's like canon, Nick Cannon, stronger than Tony Stark, which is like awesome. But like I said, I'm not an expert on it. I could be wrong.
And they're basically, their technology is alien, and
it's sci-fi. It's
sci-fi. Yeah, so you can even see it in that scene where the actor from the British office, I forget his name, the CIA agent.
Yeah.
Where he goes, "You healed me with this magic." Yeah, he's British. And she goes, "It's not magic, it's technology," and it reminds you of that thing where they say advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
Yeah, I like how she like just gave away all the secrets of Wakanda there.
Yeah, immediately there was no secrecy, but they did that in such a good way with her character, where you can tell she does not give a damn about any. Like you saw during the the beginning of the film. They set up her character really well, where in the beginning of the film, during the whole ceremony, she's like, "Can we go home already?" or something like that.
That's an interesting part of her character. In the comic, she was the queen of Wakanda for a really long time because Black Panther, being a superhero, kind of avoided his responsibilities of being king.
I could see that, because towards the end of this film, you can see his sort of whole investment was now he's standing in California going, we're gonna do all this cool stuff.
This is mine. Oh, by the way, if you watch the Pokemon thing, as soon as the movie started, I went over to Anthony and I said, "Hey, I did this."
That's what he goes over to me like he made Black Panther. I made this, yeah. What were we talking about? Yeah, so I could see her definitely taking over at Wakanda. Wakanda?
Yeah, it's Wakanda.
Oops.
Wakanda, you were mistaking it too much like Uganda.
Wakanda, yeah, I can
Uganda's an
definitely
actual African place.
No, Uganda is an actual, but Wakanda is not real.
Did I say Wakanda?
Yeah.
I meant Uganda.
Yeah, no, Wakanda's fictional.
There's Nick Cannon now with that mask that never came back.
Oh, his introduction scene in the
beautiful.
museum where he in the art museum where he's just like Andy Serkis looks at him and he goes, "Does that also have what's the technology called again?
Vibranium.
Does that technology also have vibranium?" He's like, "Nah, I just feel this," and he puts on the mask.
I also like, since they don't have X-Men yet, they have to say vibranium is the strongest metal, which it isn't.
I mean, they do have X-Men now technically, but maybe not when this was filmed.
Yeah, they said, "What are those?" So, like, how long has this been being written?
What are those? Yeah, when she hits him with that.
I thought that was like amazing though. I honestly loved it. Only because it's old enough now to where it's ironically funny.
This will be just a short and sweet stream, and then we might play some salty bet.
What even is that?
You are in for a treat. You are in for a treat. I'll show you yesterday's stream with the salty bet. So you got a final score out of 5?
This is my second favorite Marvel movie. I like Doctor Strange a bit more because I just love Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange is a good film.
So it has to be 5.
You giving it 5?
Yeah, because if it's my second favorite,
see,
it's obviously amazing.
I don't do 0.5s. I stick with the raw numbers, 4 being recommended. But if I did do 4.5, this would be the film to get it. In that, as you sit through the whole thing, it's very clear, beginning, middle, end.
I had a continuity thing with the movie. So the thing about vibranium is like, it's way more. There's way more of it than adamantium. And
it's hidden though. And it's secret.
But it's not like as physically stronger as adamantium, but it like blocks things and cuts things on a molecular level.
So if they're with Wolverine's claws versus Black Panther's suit, what does it cut through?
Black Panther would win because his claws are made of something different than a suit. They're made of radioactive vibranium, which cuts through.
It's stronger than his claws
because it would cut through adamantium on a molecular level, and then because of it, it doesn't matter how tough.
But what about
adamantium is?
Captain America's shield? Now, if he goes
can scratch it.
He could scratch it.
He did.
Could he go through it?
I don't think his claws are big enough, but yeah, if he had a sword made of what his claws were made of, he could stab through Captain America's shield. But then in the scene, he goes, "Oh, those are vibranium cars," and Claw has a sound gun, and he shoots the vibranium cars and they break. But one of the biggest things of vibranium is it can block like shock waves and sound waves.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Are you asking me, or are you citing it as a flaw in the film?
I guess it's a flaw. I guess they could not be made out of totally vibranium.
No, he said that those his hand was made out of vibranium, if I remember correctly. So it's a vibranium versus vibranium.
No, but it still wouldn't work because it's because it's shooting a shockwave.
It didn't look like a shockwave. It looked like an energy
like
blast.
A laser?
Yeah, like a.
Okay, then I guess so.
Like some kind of laser blast, which they used in their spears too when they were blasting in the final battle. They were like blasting lasers out of the vibranium.
The sci-fi in this movie like is cool because it doesn't it like somehow blends well with nature.
How they brought in the historical stuff too. They called it El Dorado.
Yeah, that's what I call when I buy home some mac and cheese, and that's like all that's in the like closet.
When it's in the pantry,
I like open it and I'm like,
El Dorado, the city of gold.
Yeah.
All right, so you're giving it a 5. I'm giving it a 4.
Yeah.
I'm feeling in a tough mood critically. So over time, my score might go up. It depends on how I reflect on it. I'm being cautiously optimistic about it. My 5 rank is a masterpiece. I consider it a masterpiece. Now, as an origin story, I don't think there's anything I would have done different. I don't think there's anything I would have done to make it any better. So I want to give it a 5, but I need to sleep on it.
Want to know a different thing from the origin story to flex on my knowledge of comics?
So right now, I'm just going to give it a recommended 4 stars recommended. You should go see it. Judge for yourself. That's my final rating for right now. Tentative. Go ahead.
You know in the comics, Black Panther's uncle is the one that raised him?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because his dad died, and his uncle didn't take over Black Panther, his dad was, but his dad just died before he was able to teach him anything. And also in the beginning, those 6 warriors, you had to fight them.
Look at that dog.
Yeah, you had to fight them to be Black Panther. Like, you had to fight them and defeat them, and only then you were, like, you went through, like, the ritual.
This scene in the film was really
cool
also. They picked some good trailer moments here.
I like the purple. Purple's my favorite color. I love the costume. It was awesome.
Oh, you know what? There was a bit of humor too when you see the and I'm contradicting myself. I'm thinking in my head out loud. I want to give it a 5, so I'm trying to convince myself to give it a 5.
No, you should. It's good.
But when they that part where he has to pick his suit out of the 3 suits, and there's like the bling suit, which I called the bling suit. He's like, no, it needs to be discreet. But then you see Michael B. Jordan's character,
and he's wearing the bling suit.
And he took the bling suit.
That's like awesome. I mean, it was the only one there.
It was the only one left.
But still,
it was funny because he definitely brought like an American flair.
Yeah.
To the when the trap music starts playing.
Yeah, he has trap music playing. It's awesome. Also, he changes his hair, which is terrible. Worst part about the movie is he changes his hair towards the end.
That's your worst part of the film when he changes.
I like his hair.
Cutting it back.
Yeah, I like his hair. Look at that.
It was cool. Yeah, it was cool. And also, even like his suit when he was in the art museum was also very cool.
He's a really fashionable guy.
So there's a lot to like and a lot to love in this film. The only thing I thought was cheesy was towards the end. The CG suits. This scene, particularly when they're falling down, and they're doing the final fight, the boss fight. I can kind of notice the suits were totally CG at that point. It was reminding me of sort of Green Lantern.
Well, then I don't care.
Oh, but those parts were the fights with the.
It looked natural.
The kingdom fights where he was fighting to be king.
Yeah.
Both of those were really good.
No, it would like look natural. I didn't notice because I don't care about CG. I mean, they're trying to make a superhero movie. It's not going to look entirely realistic.
I'm a stickler for practical effects. I love them all the time. And I was sort of, it kind of looked like a CG versus CG fight to me towards the end. Also, Andy Serkis's arm his right arm.
Yeah.
At one point, my wife looks over to me and she goes, "Oh, that looks off," and I couldn't help but agree. So some of the effects, I mean, she wasn't even analyzing the film. It kind of just took her out of the moment.
I don't analyze movies, I think. I don't think I analyze superhero movies because I don't think that's what they're for.
But I thought the heart was there. I think this is a film that people will be watching 10 years from now because it's an origin story and a well-done origin story.
Yeah, no, they could... I think that Black Panther with this has the potential to be, like, as popular as Spider-Man.
What's your familiarity with Iron Man 2?
Iron Man 2?
Yeah.
I slept through it.
You slept through it?
I was, like, how old when I saw it? I think I was preteen.
Well,
when
anyway...
I saw it. I can say that now. I'm 17.
As I was watching this film, I was getting flashbacks of Iron Man 2 when they had the character with the whips.
I swear I can remember his name, but I can't right now. He was in a Squirrel Girl comic.
Another thing at the end when there was like the Civil War going on with the Wakandan tribe people.
This is the second Civil War. Black Panther.
When the war didn't seem that serious because they were kind of just, a lot of people were taking their opponent and throwing them across the battlefield and then just like walking away.
Well, that was because of that one character who turned into comic relief.
And then this is remember that part in the film where Thor and Iron Man show up?
Yeah, Thor's not gonna be in the Infinity Gauntlet. He wasn't even in the comics.
Yeah, no, he wasn't in that. So that trailer, I think it's because this is like an international trailer or something because of the language.
It was the Super Bowl trailer.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, but for where I don't know.
So yeah, that's our ratings. Anthony gives it a 4. Ryan's giving it a 5. I may change mine to a 5 in the future. I gotta sleep on it a little bit, but yeah, really good film. I recommend everyone go ahead and see it. If you're like me and you don't know anything about Black Panther, hopefully you're not watching this and you took our advice about spoilers seriously. Yeah. But you'll probably leave going, that was interesting.
Yeah, I think I don't know everything about the character, like, definitely. I learned about him, like, a week ago. But even if you do know about the character, you know about the comics of him, I think you'll still be really happy with this movie. Because, it builds upon it. It makes him, like, way more fleshed out, and, like...
And it's not a slow burn. This movie does not drag on. At the beginning, I was afraid that there's gonna be, another 3-hour superhero film.
Was it 3 hours?
I don't know if it was. I'll have to look it up. But I thought as I was sitting there, it seemed to go by pretty fast for me. The fights didn't even drag on too much. Just a lot of cool action, moving on to cool action. Not a lot of monologuing going on.
Yeah, it wasn't really a monologue in that movie, huh?
Yeah, no.
There was just dialogue.
It wasn't heavy on dialogue, and they were very succinct when they were speaking about something. They were very to the point, like, I feel this way.
Yeah.
Overall, this is how blockbusters are made. And as I was watching it, I couldn't help but feel like we've gotten to this point, these Marvel films, where it's almost like a formula. Like, I was sitting there and I'm like, okay, now here's the part where Black Panther must fall and then rise up again because you have to have that.
Has to be a falling action.
Yeah, there has to be conflict, right?
Yeah, conflict, then falling action, then rising action, then conclusion.
Yeah, well, I guess that's storytelling 101, but they've done such a good job with it, unless you're sitting there and analyzing it like I was.
Ant-Man versus the Wasp is going to be boring. Nothing's going to happen.
That's your prediction?
No, nothing's gonna happen. Nothing happens like that in the comics. Like,
spoiler for other stuff. Maybe we should avoid.
I just saw the trailer.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion. Yeah.
No one. The Wasp. I don't care. Like, it's not that good of a character.
Anyway,
I don't care.
My recommendation is go see the film. You won't be disappointed. You'll probably have a good time. I can't see anyone leaving this film and rating it less than a 3.
Except for that one dude in front of us.
Except for the guy sitting in front of us,
he
starts screaming after the film, going, "I did not like this film," and the whole time I'm wondering why.
He said that that Michael B. Wait, what's his name?
Which character?
Eric Killmonger.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Michael B. Jordan.
His name is Michael Jordan.
Yeah, but there's a B in there.
Alright, so, like, he went and Michael B. Jordan's character was really good. He came out and he said he hated it. He said it was, like, the worst villain he ever saw. The Claw
I thought he was
should have been...
really charming when he shows up in that
no, he was
opening
awesome.
scene. Yeah.
I think he was a bit of a...
What?
People can use their imaginations.
What were you going to call him, a DILF?
I wasn't going to call him a DILF. He wasn't even a dad.
Well, that's when we thought he was Nick Cannon.
No, I was saying the dude in front of us must have just wanted the Claw as a villain because he was white.
Oh, yeah. That is a thing that's people might be talking about. Well, I thought it was really refreshing, and
no, it was cool to see something else.
That this movie is, I'm gonna say, 95% black.
Yeah.
Refreshing.
Well, that's what the comics were like. It stays true to it.
Yeah, I think only, Andy Serkis and...
Where's our Hispanic superhero movie now, though?
Bring him on next, right?
Where's Blue Beetle? Where is he?
Oh, that's Warner Brothers, which has got to dig themselves out of a hole right now.
Yeah, actually, leave him alone.
They need to...
Never mind.
They need to catch up big time.
Either can't.
Well, you know what? They actually have a chance where these Marvel films are feeling kind of formulaic. This would be the perfect opportunity to bring in some refreshing stuff. Like, I can't wait to see like another refreshing Batman film.
It's not gonna happen.
But yeah, I guess not.
No, it's not. What's his name? I don't even remember. Ben Affleck?
He's not even going to be Batman
done.
anymore. Yeah,
he wants to leave. He's gone.
Well, they need to reboot the whole DC line.
They already need a crisis.
It's not gonna... They probably...
A crisis is what they call, like, many New 52s that they did.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's going to take a couple of years before they even start rebooting it.
Before they even want
and getting up to this level.
Plastic Man movie.
Marvel has a big problem now where Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. has been playing Tony Stark for like a decade now or longer.
He's old.
It's more than a decade.
Iron Man was like 2006.
So then how long until they have to just start recasting their own people?
I was like 10 when Iron Man came out, so was Iron Man like 2000? It wasn't 11.
No,
was
you weren't. No, I
Iron Man 2 came out.
I was working with someone.
I saw Iron Man when I was 10. Is what I was saying.
Well, yeah, what I'm trying to say was I was working with someone 9 years ago who was playing the film, and it was like a home release, so it's definitely 10 years old.
That's like really crazy. Good job, Robert Downey Jr. I like your facial hair.
Yeah, so that's the other problem as Ryan kicks the... So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and play some Salty Bet. Thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, well, I'm going to show you the video first. It's going to be fun.
I should make a YouTube channel based off of comic books.
This is it. This is your avenue. This is where you start.
What did I even talk about?
This, what we just did.
I mean, whatever.
Your brand is all over this, Vamp XP.
I mean, whatever.
Okay.
My Twitch name is actually I couldn't put Vamp XP. I think it was too short.
Yeah.
They said. So I had to make it.
A lot of Twitch names are taken.
Yeah, the Vamp XP can't be.
I had to use a lot of names until Stream Anthony was available, and I was like, I actually like that.
So, like, I think it was too short. So then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna not like change around the basis of it. I'm just gonna make it something else that starts with P. At first I thought poop, but then I'm like, nah, too childish. And I made it, so my Twitch is now Vamp X Pancakes.
Vamp X Pancakes?
Yeah.
Vamp Cross Pancakes.
It's vampires and pancakes.
Alright, great. So, there you go. You got anything else you want to plug?
I didn't do anything yet.
Alright, so anyway, we'll be back in a little bit with some more Salty Bet, which I had a lot of fun yesterday. I'm going to show Ryan the video first. Bye, guys.